I just want to say one other thing too about being criticised. I might do these vlogs and people can criticise me, and that's fine, but here's the beautiful thing about criticism. 99% of the population don't have the balls to criticise you to your face, so you never hear about the criticism, so they're going to talk behind your back. So I just reckon say whatever the fuck you like.
I walk in shadows, no one ever sees me. I'm losing every battle. Can somebody save me? I never know which way I'm supposed to go. All I do is stare out my window. I feel just like a ghost that you walk right through. I feel like a shadow. I just wanna know, am I insane? I just wanna know, am I insane? I never know which way I'm supposed to go. All I do is stare out the window. I just wanna know.
I'm down at the river alone. As a business owner, you tend to do a fair bit of alone time. Well, I do anyway. It's probably because staff don't like me. But it's not always about being popular, it's about making the right decision. I haven't done a business vlog for a while, and it's because I feel that I have nothing good to say about business at times. No business goes good all the time, and I just want to talk about that. The reality is businesses go up and down, round and round, and I'm one of those typical I'm sales agent geared, and I'm going to talk about property management, and I'm going to talk about, we've come through it now, we're through it, but I'm going to talk about the mess that's been created, and there's only two people to blame. And this isn't a video to blame anyone, this is a video to look at yourself, because ultimately blame lies up at the top. It's just a fact. It's easy to blame staff or whinge and bitch about stuff, but that's not the truth. That's stuff that you cram underneath the band-aid, and I've been guilty of that. I think probably since my property management business started 8 or 9 years ago, of watching this thing grow organically, which has been amazing, and selling shares off and locking people into the business. But what I've learnt is that it's so easy to take money and to take that part of your business. If you're sales geared like I am and Michelle is, it's so easy to take that part of your business for granted. And what I mean by that is, it's great to see you bring in the money each month, and it grows, but what I've learnt is, with anything with numbers, anything with volume, anything with big numbers, any bigger corporation, anything that's growing, anything that's becoming bigger, it's easier to hide lots of little things in something that's volume, and those little things always become big things, and they will bite you if you're not over it. So I've been guilty year in, year out of just letting property management grow, and not really looking at what people are doing, not pulling files and having a look, not holding people probably to account. Just as long as we're making money, who cares, you know? And that's a really shitty attitude to have, because ultimately your business will eventually go backwards, and we've experienced that to some degree over the past sort of 4 or 5 months. And I don't like losing. I'm a guy that is all about growth, and I'll call it for what it is, and I'll go to any length to fix something. What I'm trying to say is that you got to rip the band-aid off and have a look. And I'll tell you this, the more I look, the more parts of my business is a fucking mess. And it's ugly, because I'm a perfectionist at heart to some degree. I'm sort of like a lazy perfectionist. I like to do minimal, but come across as a perfectionist. So that's the reason why I haven't done really much of a business vlog, because I don't really know what to talk about, because you don't want to come across like you're paying out on, you're blaming people. I blame myself, and you know, success, you always pay a price for success. And I'll tell you this, no one stays at the top forever, because I don't know how you can maintain a discipline to stay at the top. Where the beautiful thing is the climb to the top. And I feel we're back in that position again, and we've got a number of new staff in the business, 4 or 5, particularly at Heighton, which is great, and older people, people with legitimate experience. We've been guilty of panicking and not screening people properly, and just not really looking at what they're doing and just thinking, well, they fit the culture, that's good, but not really looking. We should be doing things like pulling half a dozen files each month of each portfolio and screening them. That's a simple thing that we haven't done before. I'm not saying that our property management is bad. It's fantastic. I'm sure my competitors would disagree, and they wouldn't be competitors if they did agree with anything I'm saying right now. And I'm sure my competition are watching this thinking, well, Hayes Winkle, their property management team is shit. That's not true. It's simply not true. What I'm saying is that any business that has, we're pushing 800 or 900 properties under management within the 3 offices, and the 4th is opening any day, it's easy to hide stuff in there if you don't work in it as an owner. And I've been guilty, and Michelle to some extent has been guilty as not actually working in there and looking and taking for granted. And it takes years, and we've been bitten. We've been bitten by losing a number of managements. We're still in gain. We're still gained every month, but I'm used to gaining 10, 12, 14 properties every month. And when you're losing properties to competitors, I don't care what excuse is given to you, you lost it. And generally you lost it for a reason, and it's normally ain't a good thing that you lose it. It's through bad service. Something I've learnt too is, and nothing new, anything I'm saying here isn't new, but what I'm talking about is I'm really doing it. I'm not a trainer that's heard someone else doing it. I'm do it. I live real estate every day. I live the problems. I live the staff problems, the tears, the personal issues, the sick days on a Monday, yep, I'm going to join your team, and then I resign a week later for no reason. I live all those problems every day as a business owner. And, and I'm not whinging about that. they're the problems you have as a business owner. And sometimes you get a good run where you might have no real issues for 6, 9, 12 months, and then you can have an 8, 12, 16 week period like we've had, where it's just been one issue after another issue after another issue. You've got to rip the Band-Aid off. As hard as it is, as painful it is, keep looking and keep digging deeper, because in every business there's problems, and I'm a growth business. So I want to be at 6 offices and 8 offices. And, I could hide. I could say this, they're growing problems. They're growing pains. That's a cop-out. It's shit management. The buck stops with you, the buck stops with me. If I want to find the problems in my business, get a fucking mirror and have a good look. Now I'm going to go fly a drone. This time tomorrow I'll be in Singapore. Tell you what, I need a break. You got to have lots of breaks in real estate. If you don't have breaks, you're going to have a breakdown. Just saying. Everything comes at a cost. Fucking got mud all over my shoes.
Am I insane? I sit in silence. Nobody can hear me.
Forgot my fucking propellers. Fuck's sake! Just shit like that. All day long. I'll tell you what, I'm still flying my drone. I'm going to go back and get my propellers and come back to the river.
Hear me, not even when I'm crying.
What are you doing on there? What are you doing?
I need someone to save me, save me.
Propellers!
I never know which road I'm supposed to take.
Get off the couch. Obey me.
Every choice I make gives me headache. I feel just like a ghost that you walk right through.
Back at the river, just something I forgot to say. I just want to also say that you've got to hold staff to account. You employ staff, you put them on a salary, and they've actually got to be accountable. The problem I've made, or the problem I make, and the things that I have to learn from, and I guess these vlogs, although I try and have fun with them, I also try and bring a serious element to them. The big mistake that I make in real estate, and the big mistake I make in business, is I employ people and I become their friends. And then, now there's nothing wrong with that. But what happens is I can walk into a room and all the staff will be there and I think, gee, everyone's so friendly to me, I'm really popular, aren't I? And I forget that I'm paying their wages. So of course they're going to be friendly to me. So what happens is because I think they're friends, and we're talking on Facebook and all that stuff, is that when I have to be a director and make changes or you know, implement something, discipline someone, make changes, people tend to take it more personally. And then I feel that that person doesn't like me anymore because I take it personally. And what's happened is it's just this whole level of not really running a business that great. It's just people getting all personal about business, including myself and including staff. So that's my fault. That's a mistake that I've made. I find it really hard to employ people without sort of befriending them. It's just the person I am, and I guess we all bring pros and cons into business leadership. So I feel a bit uncomfortable making these vlogs out in the open because I know there's people watching me. Anyway, you've got to remember, people will always let you down. As a business owner, they're never gonna, and if you care about your business, some people have businesses and don't care about it. I know people that have businesses just to say they own a business. You know, it's like, well, I'm a director of a real estate business. How many listings you got? None. I mean, you know, that's a great strategy. And I'm not about building a business, I'm about building an empire. You know, I want to build something really big. So unless you show a level of humility and really have a good look at your business, at the ugliness, you know, not all the awards you've won, look how fucking great I am. If you want to look at the ugliness, I don't believe you're really ever going to change or ever going to grow. And I'll just say this, with change, I've never met anyone in my life that embraces change or wakes up one morning and say, hey, you know what? I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off my business and have a good look at all the shit that's wrong. Normally it happens, you have a number of, you know, something happens, like there's a sequence of events. You find out through some bad thing that something's wrong, and then you start looking.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. No, Mama. Mama.
Success leaves clues, and a business that's going bad also leaves clues. Open your eyes up. Start looking. Yeah, I hope this doesn't sound negative. I don't know if this is a positive vlog or not. Just trying to be honest. I could tell you about all the awards I've won before, but we don't have all day.
Feel like a shadow. I just wanna know, am I insane?
My name's Daniel Hayes. Thanks for watching $1 Million Bogan Australia. So make sure you click the button right here. I'm gonna go.